Professor Richard Snell, Mr. Dr. Chanchai, and Mr. Duangrit, all making their way up on stage, and then you will be formally introduced again by the chair of this session. So once again, when everything on stage is ready, we will begin with the plenary session, the creative industry sector in East Asia. And I hand things over to the chairwoman, Dr. Mathana Santiwat.
Good morning. It is my great honor to have an opportunity to join these sessions as the chair of this session. Unfortunately, I didn't even have a chance to attend this forum yesterday, so I kind of a little bit new to this session. Anyway, would like to express my appreciation to the Office of Education Council and also British Council on trying to create this kind of forum. And I believe the experience that we share and also the knowledge that we share from this kind of forum will be very one of the fruitful one that helping especially my beloved countries, Thailand, to move to the direct ways of trying to promote the creative economy and making it the reality in the future, in the near future, I believe. So for this session, I'm very pleased to introduce you to 4 speakers. Since we have a very limited time and I had an opportunity to talk with all of the distinguished speakers that they will have just only 12 minutes per person. So I would like to just introduce briefly and would like to introduce the first one is Mr. Kenneth Melville, the automotive designer from France. This one. Okay, so I think in order to save the time, so I would like to introduce Mr. Melville.
Okay. So, good morning, everybody. First of all, a big thank you to the British Council for having invited me here for the conference. And in particular, a big thank you to John Law, who's been a great help to me. The presentation which I will make this morning will be fairly quick. Just to give you a quick outline, I'll give a short presentation of the company, how we've become international, and I'll give you a few examples at the end of the presentation. So let's move on. So the Renault Design Network has grown over the past 20 years to become a major creative force in the international automotive design world. The growth of this network followed the need for our creative teams to better understand new markets. We realized that we could not efficiently fulfill our creative role simply from our home base in Paris. We needed to be on site in order to capture the spirit of these new markets and understand customer needs and ensure a close collaboration with engineering and production teams. The Renault Design Network of 5 studios was therefore created to cover 3 continents: Central Europe, Asia and Southern America. Renault manufactures and distributes vehicles and services worldwide, with the exception of North America. Our manufacturing base has evolved to meet the needs of existing and new emerging markets. It was logical, therefore, that the design activity evolved in the same direction. The Renault-Nissan Alliance was created in 1999 in order to elaborate a shared strategy and develop synergies. The alliance has allowed for profitable growth for both Nissan and Renault and has strengthened the group in an extremely aggressive market sector. This has been achieved while keeping the culture and identity of each manufacturer with values of confidence and mutual respect. In 2011, the total volume of sales positioned the Renault-Nissan Alliance 4th in world markets, just behind Volkswagen. So, Renault Design's creative input covers all aspects of vehicle design and development, from exterior and interior design to colours and materials and perceived quality. We determine the capacity of schools to evolve in relationship to industry needs and the needs of the creative market. We have a scoring system. We research the trends, influences in the population of young designers. We determine sponsored project opportunities, and we report on annual degree shows. We have identified a short list of key international design schools. Our connections have allowed the schools to better prepare the students for an automotive design career and adapt the course content in order to meet the needs of the industry. Our investment includes organising sponsored projects, accepting student internships, and meeting with the course organisers to exchange and share objectives. A recent sponsored project was organised at the Hongik University in Seoul, South Korea. The project, My First Renault, allowed young designers to give free expression on a relatively open theme with the interest of identifying how they interpreted brand values and company identity. Two professional Renault designers worked with the students to coach and advise as the project developed. A design brief was elaborated, giving the students clear information and guidelines to follow through the development of their projects. We took the students through all the phases of design development, from analysis to sketch development and final scale model build. The final presentation was attended by top Renault design management and the Renault Samsung Chief Executive Officer. The event created a certain buzz, and we were able to communicate through the press. So just to go back over the key success factors of this type of sponsored project that we organise. From our side, we assure a professional level design kick-off, giving the students clear guidelines but leaving space for creativity. The projects are carefully planned in order to integrate all phases of design development, from analysis through sketch ideation to final model presentations. We dedicate professional designers to guide and coach the students during all design phases. And we make sure to set up a top management level final presentation event with the presence of Design Senior Vice President. Our return on investment are several-fold. This event allows us to identify talent and create links with promising students. This very often leads to an internship placement and a job position when possible. We give our own designers the possibility to manage projects at student level, thus gaining experience in project organisation, coaching and communication. We create a buzz around a project by communicating externally. In a country like India, for example, where we were new players on the India scene, this type of event allowed us to network much easier within the country. We keep up to date with trends coming from the young creative population. And we work with college staff to optimise the course content in relationship to our needs. So, many thanks to you, and I think I did it in 10 minutes, John.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Melville.
Okay.
Yes. I will allow all four special guest speakers to speak first, and after that I will get some of the questions from the floor. So I believe that you agree with me that this session we have the real people who work in the industry and connecting with the institution. And for car industry is one of the creative fields of studies that can help make the linkage between the industry and education very well in order to help the economy of the countries. So the second, I believe he would like us to call him as the design teachers. Professor Richard Snell from Birmingham City Universities of the United Kingdom. Please.
Thank you all for inviting me to this event. It's very kind of you. Just a little bit of background before I start. The chair mentioned I'm a design teacher, and to some extent I've been involved in delivering what I call cross-boundary education between Hong Kong and Birmingham in England, particularly in the area of product design and interior design. I've been involved both in the academic management and development of that, and also in the chalk-face delivery. So hopefully some of the comments that I'm making today are based on first-hand experience of that very, very rewarding experience over the last 10 years. What I'm looking at is to some extent how product design education and the curriculum has shifted over several decades, and trying to define exactly where it is now, and to some extent the diversity of approaches that it contains. And I'm trying to look at how it shifted in terms of how it's engaged with the economic imperatives, initially in a national level, but as the world's become more global, it's adapted to that globalness and developed a series of sort of almost discrete elements which provide aspects of contribute to national economic issues, and also contribute to global economic issues. Mobile medicine, the good journey. In fact, they're repeating the good journey this year, and that is actually about how you can actually how you develop the journey from home to work into something which is actually a rewarding experience, rather than a drudge or sort of fearsome anticipation when you wake up in the morning. We've rolled this out both to the Hong Kong students and to the UK students simultaneously, and the results have been very, very good. They've also managed to begun to communicate in terms of ideas and development via the Moodle digital platform, which is available in Hong Kong and in Birmingham at BIAD BCU. These are some of the, from that, I think, the influence of the RSA bursary and that issues-driven design approach has quite often led the students to actually see that as an important thing they want to develop in their final project, and perhaps even see it as something through the final project which might lead to employment and fulfill a career aspiration. And here are some of the topics, some from Hong Kong, some from the UK. That previous list was for product design, this is for interior design. So, what I'm saying is that the curriculum, as it stands at the moment, with the help of organisations like the RSA, who have a vast research resource which students can actually plug into for each of the topics that the single topic they've chosen to address. So, quality of life, which is very much that post-Second World War mantra, getting good domestic furniture, kitchen appliances, bathrooms, fulfilling those fundamental needs. Then I think we had a lifestyle approach, and every student wanted to design a cafe bar or a club or something which was actually very much embedded in a lifestyle experience. But I do think the third element of what the curriculum now contains is the idea of well-being. The idea that one is much more concerned about, a little bit more about how products react with the spiritualness, the sense of being at one with yourself and the world, and how that can actually be achieved through design of products. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Richard Snell. And I believe all of you may feel the same as I feel, that the industry needs to link with the institutions, and with the help from the industry that we can make more of the opportunity for the students, especially in higher education institutions, to move forward faster in order to force the creative economy move better than it's before. So we heard the experience from European countries, and now we would like to move to Thai people, to Thailand. We have Dr. Chanchai Sirikasemlert, the Directors of Technologies Promotion, Thailand Textile Institute. Dr. Chanchai has the background in textile design. So would you please, Dr. Chanchai?
Thank you, I'm from the Thailand Textile Institute, which is a non-profit organization supporting the textiles, clothing and fashion industries in Thailand. For Thai textiles and clothing industry, including fashion, very important industry indeed for Thai economy. We have 90% of the industries which are SMEs, as well as large companies also. And they have been facing very high competition in the world market in the last 5 years. China and India are very strong competitors with a variety of products and competitive prices. And recently, as you may know, that we have raised the minimum wages to 300 baht per day for some provinces. This has affected the cost of production for labor-intensive industry, such as clothing industry. So they have been moving out to neighboring countries such as Cambodia, Myanmar, and Laos. So Thai textiles and clothing industries have realized about value adding to their products in order to move to higher end of the market with innovation, emotional value, and universal design. The downstream of the value chain, which is the clothing and fashion sector, have been quickly developed in terms of using creativity with better pattern design and nice color trend. So there have been many young designers which have been supported with the design competition from private and government sectors. However, on the upstream of the value chain, which is the material side, in this case, I'm talking about fibers. They have not been much developed with creativity as the downstream. The industries are still using cotton and polyester as main fibers, and there are only some other fibers such as silk, rayon, acrylics, and nylon. So in my talk today, I would like to emphasize on innovative use of new fibers and production techniques for textile and clothing that can provide many creative fibers for the middle stream of fabric production and then through to clothing. With more variety of fibers, products can be differentiated from other competitors, like functional fibers can also provide better usage of products. Some natural fibers can give identity to Thai design and fashion, as well as promoting eco-friendly products. And here are some of the natural fibers. You can see there are Thai color cotton variety. These Thai color cotton fibers have natural colors of brown and green. So the fibers can be used for eco-friendly products and there are no dyeing involved. The palm fibers can also be used as materials for the sulk insulation and are agricultural waste. The lanka fibers can be spun with cotton to make fabrics for outerwear and home textiles. The fibers are also extracted from agricultural waste. And the last slide, here is the hemp fibers, which is a unique fiber with UV protection and nice color and texture. It's now very much in demand for Japan and Europe market. The products have distinct look and well received with high demand. Hemp fibers can be produced in Thailand, although are not enough for local consumption. Apart from the fibers, value adding can be done on finishing process to add functions on the products such as water repellent bag, soil release table runner, aroma pillows and cushions, UV protection and flame retardant curtains, and antibacterial socks and underwear. So in my conclusion, a range of new fibers, functional or eco-friendly, can add values to textiles and clothing products as better function to suit modern lifestyle and eco-friendly material process to add functions on the products such as water repellent bag, soil release table runner, aroma pillows and cushions, UV protection and flame retardant curtains, and antibacterial socks and underwear. So in my conclusion, a range of new fibers, functional or eco-friendly, can add values to textiles and clothing products as better function to suit modern lifestyle and eco-friendly materials and process are perceived as values for consumers. The natural fibers from Thai agricultural waste also have advantages of adding identity to Thai products to differentiate from mass market to niche market, which has higher value and less competition. Creative textiles can help to sustain Thai textile and clothing industry in Thailand. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chanchai. And you see that the textile design is one of the key industry, key designs that's suitable for the advantage of Thailand. So I believe that if we had an opportunity to support that and also the linkage between these kind of industry, textile industry, textile institute, with the help of the government and also to the higher education institutions, universities, colleges, students may have better opportunity in order to move to this way. The last person is one of the distinguished speakers for this session, Mr. Duangrit Bunnag. Everybody in Thailand know him as a very, very distinguished architect, and he is the founder of his own empire, Duangrit Bunnag Architect Limited. So, would you please?
Thank you. I was flattered. That was very complimentary introduction. Okay, my name is Duangrit Bunnag. I'm an architect, and I'm one of the few people in this room who is not a professor, teacher, or doctor. So I'm obligated to be a little bit unorthodox, and I'm going to make a presentation in 15 minutes, so you have to kill me when 20 minutes is over. Okay, what I want to do here is just some field exercise, so you have to be with me, okay? Anybody want to guess what is this number? You might want to raise your hand quickly. No? Nobody know what it is? You know it?
Population.
Very clever. That's why you're a professor, huh? Okay, good. That's the population of the world. But the thing is that very unfortunately, not many people in this room know that. And that's quite scary for me. You know, this is the number of population in this world at today at 850 before I arrived here. So that's exactly where we are. 7,000 whatever million people. As usual, we got And this is a project in Ghana. So it's a very large, what do you call it? Destination spa and hotel. So this is the last one, so relax, okay? That's the spa building. It's like 200 spa room, 200 spa.
That's in Ghana?
In Ghana, but it's not in Doha. It's in the, what they call Blue Peninsula, so it's up north, okay? So we actually were invited to do that, but like, there are 5 people in the world who was invited for this competition, and we are one of them, okay? Okay, it's almost over. Just hold your breath. This is the fastest slideshow I've ever done in my life. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
I hope all of you agree with me that he is very, very distinguished and very good in his work. And or I believe all of the Thai people are very proud of him. And we have many leading architects from Thailand, as I have heard, and have been working and produced so many work for the ASEAN countries for many, many years. So I think I believe I have around 10 minutes for some questions, if you may have, and please use your time if you need any question, and I believe all of these speakers will be glad to answer some question which related to their experience. Yes, please.
First of all, thank you for the very refreshing lecture. This has been the longest lecture I've seen.
I have 3 questions, 2 small ones. The first one is what is mobile medicine? Dr. Snell, could you please?
Yes. This is what to do with having to apply medicine to themselves over a period of time, and to try and reduce the stigma that was associated with that, and worked with QE Hospital in Birmingham on that. It was a particular human spinal project. But I think there's other examples of how perhaps kits for asthma could actually be looked at design in different ways, so it's not conspicuous that you need to use an inhaler or something like that. So it's destigmatizing aspects like that. It could have perhaps been better expressed as destigmatizing sort of medicine. Does that answer your question?
So you meant the
So it's not inhibiting your lifestyle. It gives you freedom, and it also gives you a sense of actually not being different. So medicine is in the inhaler, or in the bit of equipment that you inject into the end of your fingertip.
Thank you very much. And another question is that you mentioned about flood-proof furniture, and I think Thailand needs it very much. It's flood-proof furniture.
Yes.
I think Thailand needs it very much.
So this was a very serious project by a final year student, because like a lot of countries, flooding is becoming almost endemic, and certain areas that never were flooded before are actually being seriously flooded. And the idea that you may have valuable or even documentation, and you're living on the ground floor, the idea that can be protected and ensured that things that you treasure are not damaged. Because the emotional upset there is really quite considerable. So yes, I agree. It is a new function.
Thank you very much. And the third one is for Dr. Duangrit, and please don't forget to give me 100 baht. If I have 2 questions to ask you. First is that why don't you include circle in one of the
I don't have space left. Just as simple as that.
Are you serious? Are you serious in saying that?
I'm serious. But the thing is that that's not the point. Okay, it's just something that I want to give you the idea of what's creative. But you are very creative with that question now.
So what I think is that you meant the lines, straight lines, the forms that are made up of straight lines, not a circle. But you don't mean that, do you?
Like you talk about my project or something else?
No, I mean the concept of creativity. That
you are now being too creative. It's not about that. It's not. There's no meaning in that. It's just triangle, square, 5 and 6 and 7. But just to give you an idea that you can actually forecasting the possibility with only the context. So creativity is related to the context, and the context actually came from the past.
Thank you very much.
So that's the whole idea.
I love it. Thank you very much.
Thank
the
you.
last question is...
You got my 100 baht. Actually, it's 2. Sorry, I give you 200 baht.
Because I have 2 questions. Now the last one is that how we all...
In order to be me is so simple. You just think that you can be. You know, it's not that difficult to be me. You know, and I'm not the one of the cleverest person on earth. You know, it's just one human being. But I do something I believe in. So actually, that's why I can create you all to be creative person in 15 minutes. And now you became creative. Your question is very creative. That's very good. Now, you know, you just keep practicing and you be me in, 2 hours.
I see one hand and I believe not or 2. Will we still have time to last questions? Can we?
I saw from your slides, fantastic slides by the way, that you reused one of the buildings which you said was a prison beforehand. So could you give us a little insight as to your creativity when dealing with a building with cultural significance?
Yeah, I think it's always driven by the context. If you follow that, I mean the context in that project was in Luang Prabang, Laos, and the context was the city context because the whole city was submerged in that city. So we live in the context. But the reason I showed you that project was on the purpose to show you that creativity is not necessarily think out the box, create a strong geometry or a modern geometry vocabulary. It's not about that. You can actually create your creative work out of any context. And if in that case, project or context was a prison, you can actually create your hotel out of the prison. So that's the whole reason of showing that project.
Also, how do you manage to allow the building to be read as both a historic aspect and a new hotel?
It's 1 year of work, 1 year of design work. We sent 10 people to live in that city, measure everything, in all the sites, go walk down every street, actually to see all the Lao building, which is totally different from Thai building, and understand the structure of that. And then after all this culture, knowledge, and information we have, we create without them. We can't do without that kind of set of context that we create. Not physical, but also culture, knowledge, information. Is that good enough? Okay, great. You want to cite 100 baht too?
I think I saw one lady's question. Oh yes, please.
My question is from the supervisory hotels, which a very small percentage of that population would have access to. So are you involved in any projects that will consider sustainable housing for the 6.9 billion people?
I have 2 ways of answering that question. One way is just to be honest with you, and the second one is just to make me look good. Okay, I'm trying to do both. Okay, the first thing is that I'm actually making a lot of money designing those hotels, and it's make my company survive, because the hotel project is always giving you the highest fee, and it's definitely serve a few people. Okay, that's for sure. The second thing is that I also have some project which I didn't show you. We actually created a project called Good House, and it's a prefabrication house. That cost you only 200,000 baht. 200,000 baht to build, and it's prefabrication. And we come up with that project during the tsunami period, and we spent 1 year starting that project. So it's a wooden house. You can actually put it in the box, prefabricating it. People in the rural area can actually build that house in 3 days, and it's cheap. So we have that kind of version of the project as well, but I didn't show you. They gave me 12 minutes. So unfortunately, but next time, if you actually go into our website, DBALP.com, you might actually check out that and, see some of the, it's not free project, it's 200,000 baht project, but at least we actually make some contribution to the population, which is larger. Yeah. Is that looking good enough? I'm trying to be a good person sometimes.
Last one?
My question is to Mr. Duangrit. He mentioned in his presentation that creativity is not about freedom. And I would just like an expanding idea of what you really meant.
I'm going to take that 1 hour and expand that. But anyway, try to quickly, whenever you have freedom and you can have real creativity, let me know. Because it never happened. Architect, designer always work with constraint. Requirement, marketing, people, brief, whatever. And those actually constraints give you the context in it. And you can become creative with that context. It's like you're not reading, but you try to write. So it's not about freedom. You have freedom to write, I told you, but not read anything. So you can't create the context around what you're trying to achieve, right? Then you can't be creative. If you can achieve your creativity out of your freedom, free mind, whatever, let me know, because I've been working for 22 years something and I've achieved that. Okay.
Thank you very much. If you have more questions, maybe some of these speakers will be with us for quite some time. So please join me in giving big hands to all of them. Thank you very much.